Now comes the aspect of future oriented. What does future oriented means? Essentially means I can't live in a world wherein I'll say 2011 I did not get one increment which the company was due to give, but so and so my boss in those days at that time did not sign the paper rightly, or this or that. Some you will see in an organization you will have a certain grudge or two. Each one member may have. The point is constructive, future oriented means forget about all those things. Look at the components which possibly are there in a future oriented mindset that are there. First is they are always anticipating change. For those who are uninterested in academic discussion, you can observe all of these characters in the names which I had taken, whether it is Steve Waugh, MS Dhoni, and such leaders out there. Second, they have a strategic vision. Third, it also permits being future oriented and having the above to also permits a culture of innovation. So, summing up, there are three things which are there. One, anticipating change. For example, one can always say, think of what does anticipating change means. For example, think of let's say Indian Oil proactively investing. Already it has started. We are aware of it. Investing in renewable energy research and development to diversify the energy sources and to stay ahead of industry shifts that possibly are going to happen. Strategic vision. Essentially, for example, how do we ensure that the greenhouse gas emissions are reduced by a certain percentage? Innovation. For example, it could be like developing a cutting edge technology for carbon capture and storage, or reducing carbon footprint, or having something on those lines. These are aspects of innovation, and I'm sure Indian Oil is definitely someone who's a benchmark leader on some of these aspects which we mentioned. By saying that, look, these three aspects are there. Now, one can always say that, look, can we have a illustration of how can one be future oriented? So there was a tree which essentially was having a lot of fruits, and travelers would cross that particular tree and eat it, but the fruits were poisonous. And the nearby villagers would watch them having that particular fruit, and once they have devoured that particular fruit and they fall, they would go ahead, capture them, and ensure that empty these travelers of all their belongings. So essentially, you may call it as fruit tree, but this fruit tree was poisonous, and the fruits used to be look like mango, and they were very tasty. The fruits were very tasty as well. So once what was happening was there were you can say a small group of traders, smart traders, who were walking along, and when they were crossing that particular fruit tree, some of them said, "Look, there is a fruit tree with such fantastic fruits. Let's go ahead, latch and go ahead and capture it." So, to which essentially two people who had a little bit of foresight, and in some sense, let's say, who could have those vision and aspects related to that, they said, "Look, uh, we would like to not take it." They said, "Why are you not taking this fruit? It is so sweet, so tasty." They said, "No, no, we'll wait." The moment other members suddenly had this fruit, they started having the symptoms of taking poison. Immediately, the good thing was these two traders had a certain herb. They went ahead and gave that particular herb. Watching all this, the nearby villagers ran, and they said, "What happened? You guys seem to be unwell." They said, "Look, we had this particular fruit and we thought of taking." The villagers sounded as if they were innocent. They played a role. So they said, "Oh, it is good that you have been saved by taking these herbs, etc. We are thankful that you did not eat it." But the villagers never thought that this group of traders was so future oriented that they said, let us help the rest of the travelers who will come. So what they did is they cut that tree with poisonous fruits that are there. You see, while there will be many travelers and some would be intelligent enough to not even have it also, but these two travelers had the foresight, had the vision, and had the future orientedness to ensure that they decided that they will cut the tree, and the villagers were aghast that what was giving them free income and they could very easily fleece the travelers was now no more a source of income. So that's essentially an illustration of future oriented.